Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. As you can see from today's live stream, we're going to be discussing a bit about, the Chelsea managerial search. Been very radio silent, you know what I mean? We now know who the mystery figure is. Who is he? We found out, you know what I mean? Did a little bit of magic, you know what I mean? I don't even have my one prop with me, but listen, you flicked a wand and we've done reveal. So at the end of the day, we've managed to find him. We know he exists somewhere in this universe. We've even got in his name. You know what I mean? He's not like Voldemort, where we just know we just call him by he must not be named. We found him. You know what I mean? We've caught the Pokemon. Now let's see if the Pokemon can deliver on it. That's the real question. But as usual, I've got two of my co-hosts who are just in the background and who I'm gonna bring up, of course. But guys, as usual, please make sure to like, share, subscribe if you can. Helps out the channel, of course, helps me out too. And listen, man, if the more subscribers I get, the more content I can make for you guys as well. So hey, let me bring up my two fellow co-hosts in Oliver and Jared. Hopefully they're doing well. But listen, man, obviously the big breaking news that only came out today is that the fourth candidate is Roberto De Zerbi. You know what I mean? Chelsea right now, they are doing a great, have I got the game next to me right now? I don't have any of the hard covers. Yes, I do actually. Lovely jubbly. Chelsea, they're doing their best impression of this guy right now. You know what I mean? They're doing the Assassin's Creed best version of this. And this is original, by the way. PS3 with the actual DVD, by the way, yeah? It's actual DVD of Assassin's Creed, yeah? I just want that to be known. You know what I mean? I'm a day one guy. But listen here, getting back to the actual real topic, they're doing this guy. They're hiding their information, nicely. You know what I mean? They're hitting through balls. They're moving like, prime pillow. Quick through where they're just teasing us too much, innit? They're not going to tell us anything until it comes to the end. But listen, man, obviously, Roberto De Zerbi is the fourth choice. I mean, it's not really been a mystery, in my personal opinion, when it comes down to it, because we've all known it's probably going to be him. Like, sadly, the teams from Brighton, everyone's from Brighton. You know what I mean? What's left? A former Brighton manager. You know what I mean? It's like cash money. It's like in Blue Lock where they're putting all of those jigsaw pieces together in his head. You know what I mean? I got the players, they're from Brighton. I got the manager from Brighton, the hierarchy from Brighton. Of course, it's gonna be together as one. But listen, what are your thoughts, Jared, on the fact that De Zerbi is the number one guy, or the number fourth, hidden figure?
It wasn't really a big surprise, to be honest. I mean, it just
Of
seems like
course.
a seems kind of obvious to a degree. A young manager with a very rigid style of playing football that aligns with what the owners say that they want. I didn't see Xavi coming. I didn't see um a lot of those other like speculative choices coming. And De Zerbi, he has the Premier League experience to a degree now. He's worked with some of the players
100%.
that we have as well. And obviously, the Brighton obsession just keeps on going. But without that Brighton obsession, you could see that he is one of those. Um, he's one of those best of the rest options that's out there right now. I didn't see. I'm not sure if Amorim was still on the list. I still think we should have Amorim on our list instead of a McKenna or Thomas Frank or whatever. But
100% agree with that. Yes, I 100% agree with that. But listen,
mm,
I'm gonna describe De Zerbi with a sword. Now, you might be wondering, why do I have a samurai sword in my hand? Because I think it describes De Zerbi perfectly. De Zerbi is like a old-fashioned warrior. You know what I mean? These guys, all they know is how to use this equipment. You know what I mean? They're gonna live by this equipment and die by this equipment. And the sword is really his tactics, essentially. For De Zerbi, the sword is his tactics, essentially. So De Zerbi, with him, much like Ange, as you've seen this season, he will live and die by his tactics. He doesn't care if the guy that's behind Caicedo yeah, hypothetically is crap. He believes, yeah, and what's it called, yeah, that his tactics are what he lives and die by. And there might be a day in next year if he's the actual manager that we do get where we're getting cooked 4-1 by Brentford, like what happened to us under Tuchel, if you remember. You know what I mean? Where we just got hit for 4 randomly. There will be days where that will happen if we're not on it. But that's one thing I wanted to say about De Zerbi for sure for the guys who are most definitely watching. I'll start. You know what? Prime is here today, so big up to you, my good friend Prime. What are you surprised that De Zerbi's the fourth man, or are you not surprised? I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
No, I'm not surprised. I've been saying all along that the manager will get will either be De Zerbi or Amorim. That Chelsea fans should just stop overreacting and ignore all the other manager speculation because these journalists don't know what they're talking about. Was it yesterday or the day before? They were saying that Jose is the heavy favorite, but 2 days before.
No. So the thing of Jose, by the way,
That,
the reason why he became the favorite,
it came out that
no, Prime. Yeah, I was giving you the reason quickly. So the reason why that actually came out was because people decided from like 10:15 a.m. to 11 a.m. put money on Jose becoming the manager. That was
I know. Again,
yeah,
Ahmed, I know why. I know why. My point is that no one knows what's going on, so stop getting angry. Just wait and see what actually happens. But yeah, like if it's Zerbi, like I'm okay with it. He's not my first choice per se, but like a lot of our players does actually like suit him and suit his stuff, and he fits within the remit of what the owners want. So like, I'm happy with it. They've actually done their due diligence this time. So
all right, no problem at all. And then I'll go to my fellow Croats. Usually see me and him on Casually FC. What are you saying, Oliver, in regards to De Zerbi being the hidden fourth man?
Not too much different to Prime, really. I mean, if you see the way some of these journalists were moving on, in the days since Potter's been sacked, you literally had within 2 hours, the space of 2 hours, you had managers being linked and then unlinked. Like, okay, now they're not on the list. So it just kind of goes to show that a lot of it's just media manipulation. The fan base is going to bite on it because they're reactionary. And in terms of De Zerbi, again, I'm not surprised. He's free from Brighton to an extent. I know there's a compensation clause. But
5 million, yeah.
It's less than what it would have been if he hadn't left already, so he's available for cheap. And just in general, if like Prime said, if we're trusting what the remit was for the style of play that the owners want from the manager or the head coach, as we should be calling it now,
of course,
it's in terms of the candidates, you're only really looking at De Zerbi and Maresca as the best candidates to deliver that style. So
100%.
It's no surprise that he's getting far on this shortlist.
Of course. EPL Turf, to answer your question.
Ahmed doesn't have a reputation, bro.
First things first, yeah, I have a reputation. Yeah, let's not do that firstly, Prime. Secondly, I don't know if I can put my reputation on the line for De Zerbi, but one thing I can say for sure about De Zerbi is that I know De Zerbi's tactics he will implement his tactics. You know what I mean? We will not be seeing Pochettino ball where I'm seeing, I'm seeing something completely new in the preseason, and then when it comes to the actual game, I'm not seeing anything of what happened. You know what I mean? One thing for sure, he will implement his tactics, and the fact that he has quite a few players that have played for him who know how he plays is a bonus for us, because that means the speed of tactics needed to be learned is going to be a lot less. So again, we've got a lot of options now. Hopefully, and I think another bonus, guys, we're not thinking about less injuries. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, they did have a fair few injuries actually at the end of the season. Although, granted, they played in Europe and we didn't. But
yes,
I don't know. There might be context there. But yeah,
listen, man. Let's hope FFP kills us from Europe. But hey, we move.
Bro, not even just injuries. They lost the two best midfielders in the league last season in Caicedo and McAllister.
Yeah.
Like Brighton are a club where they're always going to lose their best players, so it's going to be hard to replicate what they've been doing I can't. You can't put that all down to you can't. No one can tell me if De Zerbi wasn't our manager last season that we'd be lower than 6th. Come on, people.
Of course.
Let's not do this.
So EPL says every manager has tactics. That is why they are a manager. Even Potter had one. So EPL turf to the reason why I was talking about tactics in particular is because of this. So I think Poch, when we were watching Poch, the issue with him is that he brought up his own tactics, as you said before, that were completely different to what we see in season, which was not working. That was the main issue for me, EPL turf. And then he decided to revert back to those tactics in game week 38 minus 5, 33. Game week 33, he decided, that we got 33. He decided, I'm going to play those tactics. That for me is just stupid, by the way. That's a stupidity. Why have we not been doing it beforehand? He has had players, by the way, that he could have done this before with, that he chose not to do. So, that's where I have my issues with him. Hey, will De Zerbi implement his Oh my god, Adrian's killing me with that one. That's a good joke, Adrian, by the way. EPL Turf also asked, can you all De Zerbi's in, guys, promise once we start losing under him, we will not blame players are not good enough. Again, I am a neutral person, first things first. With Poch, the reason why I actually became Poch out rather quickly than others was because he wasn't implementing the tactics I was asking for. The tactics that he literally was playing were not happening. I was like, what's going on? Why was I seeing one thing in preseason and now I see something new? What happened? What happened in between that period that meant he got totally destroyed? That's the issue, bro.
I think there's a lot more to it than just tactics, though. I mean, for one thing, one of the big problems under Poch was the second half drop off. That has to go. We cannot be doing that for another season. The other thing is the lateness of the substitutions. Again, that has to go. We cannot be dealing with that next season. And if we do see that under De Zerbi, the same criticisms will be made of him.
Yeah, I'm not even particularly De Zerbi in, but it's just the fact of the matter that he just seems like the most obvious choice in the sense of what the owners are looking for and what our squad is shaped up to be. Our squad literally suits what De Zerbi plays. Positional play, quick movement of the ball, and holding possession and dominating games, and then picking your chances very carefully and hurting them where it hurts. But
see, this is what I don't want.
I'll criticize them the same way.
People like EPL Turf. This is what I don't want. I don't want the because people are like staunch Poch inners. They're now going to, if it's De Zerbi that gets announced, they're now going to start heavily slandering De Zerbi and over analyzing every little result happens under him. And using it as a point of, well, you guys said this about Poch, so does it not count for De Zerbi? No. The same way that I didn't want Poch, but I still gave him time to work on things. We still have to give De Zerbi time. Game week 1, Colwell as a touchline left back and Chilwell as a left winger. So with Amorim, if De Zerbi first game does something stupid, hey, give him the time. You have to give him time because I give Poch time. Chilwell at left wing. You have to give De Zerbi. If De Zerbi plays Reece James in goal, give De Zerbi 10 games to figure it out. Give him 10 games. Because I give Poch.
Oh my God, I'm not giving him 10 games. I'll be real. If I see Reece James,
I don't care. Hey, I don't care.
Hey, we need the distribution, man.
Wallahi, you're finished, bro. I can't lie to you, bro.
What? I'm so lost. What the hell just happened?
I saw Chilwell left wing. People try to gaslight me and say it's a back three. So if Reece James is
when
in goal,
I saw
they're playing a false goalkeeper. It's a false goalkeeper.
Bro, when I saw Chilwell left wing, I was watching, I think, of you on Rumble, and I saw him play. I was like, what's going on? I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, that's when I believed he didn't have any hope for him. So Gabriel says, I've seen
left wing was disgusting work. I can't lie. That was nasty.
Hey, and Reece James in goal will be even better, man. Don't worry. Reece James in goal will work. Trust me, man.
No, don't joke with that one. Because if I actually catch anybody,
I've said
Petrovic in goal.
No. Hey, trust me, man. Listen, I'm Reece James' biggest critic, but if Reece James in goal will work, trust me.
Grey Blue A says, I've seen this on other streams. I'm not sold on De Zerbi. We prefer Amorim. De Zerbi is a journeyman player and now a manager. Only last a year. He plays great football, but is it winning? Bielsa too. So I think the problem. I think if you look back at De Zerbi and the places he's played at, Sassuolo, Shakhtar Donetsk, obviously Brighton. I think there's another club that he's managed that I'm forgetting as well. A lot, barring Shakhtar, I would argue, a lot of those places are mid-table clubs. I would say again, got teams where you're probably looking to aim for Europe, nothing more, nothing less. And I think for me, the thing with De Zerbi again, is that I think the club had planned. And I'll be honest, this is my personal opinion. Had planned that Poch would be there for maybe a season, if for 2 seasons. He would have gotten the players ready, with the tactics and the development over time, and then they would have brought in their manager. That's always been my theory personally as to why Poch was. That, you know what I mean. That actually at the time made sense because of the fact of what he had done at Tottenham. But the problem what happened though was that obviously the stuff of him not agreeing with the board happened, and then also the tactics and the way that some of the players were being used probably was what was led to Poch, obviously, and the club mutually leaving each other. The thing with De Zerbi, again, I think De Zerbi could be that guy that you probably wanted Poch to be, but at least you would then this time give your players better tactics to play with, better improvement, I think, from a lot of players. I actually feel a lot of players are going to further improve under him, and you're probably going to have players who played under him too, who understand him as well. So I think it makes sense, again, if you're looking at De Zerbi for a 2 to 3 year period, where maybe even if he does help to improve, then gets you a cup in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup or the Conference League, hypothetically, then the season later he's challenging for the league, and then the season later he gets your league. I think that's a pretty successful trajectory that you're looking at least of him. I don't know about you guys though, but that's just me. But let me get to some of these comments. Wow, the comments are flying today. That's for sure. I hated Poch. Fair enough. If RDZ is bad, he's bad. Doesn't make Poch a good manager. Fair enough. I hear that too. Poch went against the game by forcing Chelsea to play a style of football. Yeah, and I think also one of the things I need to talk about, by the way, and we'll get to Amorim when we discuss Amorim, is that the thing for me, is that De Zerbi will actually know how to use Enzo and Caicedo. And unlike Poch, will make sure to actually know who understand how to use Enzo. The thing for me is that if you take an athletic article, as I always say, please take it with a good pinch of salt. As you can see, a bit pinch of salt right there. Yeah, please take it with a good pinch of salt. I probably didn't know how to use Enzo. So for me, at least you'll have a manager that understands the type of player Enzo is and uses the guy that he paid £105 million for properly. That's one thing for sure. So there's that. We also need a left back and a goalkeeper. I'm hearing narratives when we hired Poch, improved players. Did wonder with young players. Did not have good players at Spurs. Yeah, whoever said that did not have good players at Spurs is lying to you, because he actually had good players. One thing I will give Spurs is that they do have a good eye for bringing in young talent. You've seen it before with their fullbacks. Obviously, when they brought not Kane, Dele Alli, Ericsson. So they do have a good eye for talent. Let's not get it twisted. We also need a left back and a goalkeeper. Yes, we'll definitely discuss that for sure, just in a bit in regards to De Zerbi and some of the options he will need. Sell Chilwell, keep Kukurea. I think sell both of them in my personal opinion, but that's just me. And Kirkers. I actually think Matson would work in a De Zerbi system, by the way. So if De Zerbi can convince him. That's
De Zerbi's literally got his right-sided clone, Lamptey. So,
But the thing is, he doesn't like Lamptey, by the way. He doesn't like to use Lamptey, by the way.
Yeah,
I know that.
He doesn't
like Lamptey.
He might not, but I tell you what, man. When we played Brighton in the Premier League at the Amex, he was cooking us. I can't even lie. So at least it can kind of work in certain instances.
Yeah, it could work, but.
Do you know what it is, EPL? I want to get to this point. People like proven winning managers because they know they have to overcome difficult problems which you have faced throughout the season to win leagues. Now, I think the issue with this EPL tab is that what you are saying is 100% correct. There is no denying that. I don't think anyone in this panel would deny that. The issue that we have right now is the top guys are either locked up in turn, when I mean locked up, they've got other jobs in managerial positions, or they're literally on sabbaticals. The only guy that is a winner, yeah, that probably you would probably, that I know many Chelsea fans will take, but I wouldn't personally want to take anymore because I am always of the school of thought. Don't go back to your exes. Yeah, he's probably Tuchel right now. That's the only guy that's a winning guy right now, right? If I hear Mourinho, then I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? You guys, yeah, are trying to do something which we have seen fail on 3 different occasions right now. United, Spurs, all right, and then I forgot what. And I think Roma's the previous.
Yeah,
club.
the back end of Roma, but he won the Conference League with Roma, but that's Conference League though.
Come on, let's be real about that one. Yeah, so you know what I mean. So there's that, right? The Allegri. Listen, if you like that type of football and you're willing to stick with it, Allegri, I don't mind bring him in. I'll bring him. You know what I mean? I don't mind sticking with that football, but I know guys. If guys were not accepting Conte's ball, then you're not accepting Allegri ball. That's all I'm gonna say. That's Allegri. Allegri ball is Conte ball on steroids. There is literally no one can say that. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. If you're willing to accept his ball, and you say Allegri to me, I will take him. I'll be okay, right? Then the only other guy that I'm thinking of right now, I've said is who's available right now. Yeah, it's just those two. Conte is going to Napoli, so yeah. And I
don't
think
know
for
if
me, the
Conte is
reality.
going to Napoli.
Yeah, he is. They've given him a contract already, bro. They literally, I don't know if you saw Fabrizio. So listen, I can't wait for that car crash, by the way. The Conte Napoli car crash, yeah, it's gonna be studied for centuries, bro. It's gonna be that owner, yeah, is so hard-headed, yeah, and Conte is like that too. Oh my lord. Next season, Serie A Napoli is gonna be I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
De Laurentiis is an airhead, bro. I don't know what he's doing.
Big up to my guy Seniac. Hope you do well, my brother. He says Osimhen, Olise, look. Why is everyone going for my guys from League One? You know, I told this. You know what? Yeah, I said this on Casually FC, and they were cooking me about this black brother called Loco. That's all I'm gonna say. But if I speak, I'm in big trouble. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Let it be known, yeah, my scouting here for fullbacks here is the best in this football club. You know what I mean? No one, yeah, and Chelsea FC can tell me I am not the best fullback scouter. You know what I mean? I know Kukurea is cooked, and I refuse to go otherwise. Bento, you know what? Yeah, I know a lot of people are like Bento, but I think Bulka is a better option personally.
I'd say
is a better
Bulka.
option.
I just haven't watched Bento, so I wouldn't say anything on Bento.
The reason why I think Bulka is a better option is because I think price point would probably be a little bit better, and B, he's actually been played. He's an ex-Cobham player. So again, you have that connection there that you can use. So I think it's a bit more easier to bring in a guy like, I would say, Bulka personally. But I don't mind any of these, by the way. You know what? If I'm Chelsea and if I'm a serious club, I would really be saying Loco and Kirkes, and you take out Kukurea and Chilwell, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But that's just me personally. You know what I mean? I know there's some guys that I know of that are Kukurea stands, but we move.
No, Kukurea stand. I just like Kukurea, but I don't see the hype.
I didn't say you.
No,
there's some
I know.
people that I stream that I know. Yeah. Fair enough.
But still, I don't know. I don't know about the whole. I'm not gonna sit here and talk like I watch Brighton or Bournemouth or anything, but I don't see the hype about Kirkes. I don't really see it. I mean, I was trying to pay attention to him in the final game of the season, see what he's about, but I mean, besides a few really good switches, I mean, obviously switching the play is a part of the game that you need to have, but besides that, I didn't see much that I would see from like a Maatsen or an Alphonso Davies or whatever. I'm not saying that he should be on like that level of like possibly top 3 left backs in the world, like Alphonso Davies or anything, but it's just the attributes that are there. That's 100%.
So big up to my guy Joel. You know what I mean? Number 1 hater. I love you too. Side note: Conte is going to Napoli, leading to a Osimhen Lukaku swap. Listen, guys, we don't know if Osimhen is the number 1 option for Chelsea. Firstly, secondly, I would rather get the 40 million for Lukaku than do a swap deal for Osimhen. I personally, again, you guys know my take. I'm not a big Osimhen guy. You know what I mean? So I would rather, look for another option. I've said this before. Gyökeres will probably be my option. If not Sesko, I wouldn't mind bringing him in. And I've said a hot take in this channel previously, Soloff. Alexander Soloff from Villarreal. I see something there. I see the vision. I can see a Giroud in him, man. He has that ability. He's just a better Giroud, much more technical, a lot more technically on the ball, and he's a good finisher. And I think particularly him and Jackson, if you can get them to interlink well, or him and Nkuku, I'm telling you, bro, sensational ball. I'm telling you, sensational ball. I'm telling you. And I know the football, and I think for me, yeah, the thing about Chelsea these days, and we've barring obviously Enzo and Caicedo, and listen, Mudryk is I've always maintained is a ownership signing. They definitely do their scouting in regards to the strikers that they want. Like the scouts do an amazing job when it comes to that. So for me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if the club, if they're smart, have a striker already up there that we haven't even looked at all. You know, but you never know. They might bring the guy from Girona, Dobrik, by the way, the Ukrainian guy striker.
Oh, Dovbyk, he's actually decent. I
That's what I'm
like
saying.
Dovbyk. The problem with Dovbyk last season was that guy disappeared for a good 2-3 months without scoring a goal and just having bad performances. Then he showed back up and started scoring hat tricks left and right. So I'm not sure if people will have the patience for that kind of hot and cold or those patches of not scoring goals. The same way how we berate Jackson on a regular basis. I think the same will come to Dovbyk if he reaches here as well, because he had that spell where that guy just was not scoring for his fucking life. And then he showed up again at the end of the season. Now he's top goal scorer in La Liga. So I don't know.
So I know that obviously I know that you want a proven goal scorer. I think for me, and again, I don't necessarily think at Chelsea goals we need a goal score. I don't know if the word goal scorer is the right way, because that's wrong of me saying that. I think more so the striker we need to get needs to have really good link-up play in the De Zerbi system. And we have Jackson already who can do that. I just think if you're going to bring in a striker, I want a complete striker. That's why I'm sort of against Osimhen, by the way. Because I don't think he's completely complete. There's still some aspects of him where he's kind of cooked, if that makes sense. So for me, that's why I've always said York is a good option if you're going there. Soloff can do that job for you, and he's really great too. And again, so again, Dobrik, I don't know. I haven't watched enough of Dobrik. You can tell me if he's able to be, if he's a bit more of a complete number 9. Moreno, I know Moreno, but Chelsea's not going for Moreno, man. They don't go for.
We wouldn't go for Moreno.
Yeah, we don't go for wheelchair users, man. Come on, man. You need to know that.
Moreno wouldn't. People will find Moreno too slow. I think he's very good at link-up play. That's one of Moreno's strong points, but he's not like a big physical striker that will bully defenders or anything like a Serloth or an Osimhen or something like that. He's like a Jackson. He's like a shorter Jackson with less of the dribbling ability. He's good with his feet, but the ball carrying like Jackson can do, he doesn't have. He's just very good at link-up play and moving into space. That's Moreno's thing.
You know what? Fair enough, Sheenek. Either way, even if you get him, listen, you've got to support the player at the end of the day. If he can improve, he can improve. We need a box strike. That's why the guys I'm mentioning, if you haven't noticed, we said Dovbyk, Soloff.
Dovbyk is good in the air.
All of these guys are tall guys that know how to use their, what's it called, heads. So pause. You know what I mean? But that's one of the main reasons why I've been mentioning that. Yeah. Yeah, obviously that you know what, I'm gonna hit Prime. Obviously we're just talking about strikers here. Do you think Osimhen would suit a De Zerbi type of strikership? Because I don't know. I don't think he personally would, but in terms of his tactics. But I want to hear from you, Prime, if you're there. All right, we'll just go to you, Oliver, then, while we're waiting for Prime.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
So the question for me is, obviously, if we do get De Zerbi, how do you think Osimhen would fit into that team? Oh, Oliver? All right, we'll just get back to my other quality. You know what I mean? I think you're having a few technical difficulties, everyone. But yeah, I just think, again, for me, when it comes to Osimhen, and I'll say this again, I just think it's just about the link-up play, because I think, again, you look in the Zerbi system at the very least, when it comes to the attackers, right? A lot of them interlinked, and then you have the wingers become very much 1v1 wingers, if you've noticed. Like Mitoma is a good example of that. Adringa, Yeah, is a good example of that. And someone like Madueke, in my opinion, actually would flourish a lot more in a De Zerbi system. By the way, I don't know about you, but like
Yeah.
Madueke in the Zerbi system would be cooking, I would think. Even Palmer, obviously, because Palmer usually does the 1v1 too. So Mudryk, unironically, he would work technically in his system, but the problem is I don't want it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that, King Prince. I agree with that.
I still have that feeling that Mudryk can become very good. The problem is that Mudryk seems like a system player to me in the sense that he probably works when there's like a system in place to actually help him on his deficiencies. It's the same thing with how Salah is, right?
Yeah.
You look at Salah outside of Liverpool for most of his career, and that guy has not looked that good, but he's got into a system where a lot of his deficiencies are covered, and that comes with dribbling and so on. But he's very good at what he does, and that's finishing and getting in behind, using his pace. But the creativity was done by Mane, and he was the goal scorer.
Yeah, because
Or the
Mane was
creativity
an
was done by
insane
Mane
1v1.
and Firmino. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mane was insane 1v1.
Mhm.
Salah isn't very good 1v1. Or not very good
Exactly.
consistently, I should say, because he can take on players, but he doesn't do it to a consistent level that Mane was
100%.
doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I can see that Mudryk would need that kind of sheltering in the sense that he can't take on his player 1v1 all the time. But if you have De Zerbi, who's worked with him before, and gets him to play the way he was playing in the Champions League and in the Ukrainian league
Mm.
back when he was there, then it's
Just
a good
just
thing to look
before you
at.
go, Jared, quickly, soft process. I know you won't like this, but a big but. If we cannot find the striker we want, and Q cannot work and has the ST in as the ST in a deserved system. Again, if that's
No.
in the case, I think for me, again, if you can't find it, I would just say stick with Jackson and stick with Jackson and then Cuckoo in the 10. All you do, you just switch them around. Again, I don't think you need to. You don't. I don't think. I feel like we can do something similar to what Tuchel was doing when he had Lampard, Werner, and Havertz. Right, so look, when he had Werner, Mount, and Havertz, where that he allowed the players to switch at times. You know what I mean, from the striker position, particularly Werner and Havertz, where they were able to just switch whenever they wanted to on either side. You could do that with someone like it. If you do an Nkunku on the left and Jackson at striker, you can do the same. You can get them to switch whenever you need them to if they feel like that position is much better for them at the end of the day. So again, that is an option. But I want to
Wait,
Oliver,
Armin,
can you
hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you
can hear you.
nice and
Okay,
clean,
good.
bro. Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask, like, wouldn't De Zerbi have already been doing that anyway, like at Brighton with because João Pedro can play the 10, so wouldn't him and what's his name? Wouldn't him and Welbeck kind of be switching at times?
Yeah, no, but that's the point I was making though, because he
Yeah,
was.
I'm just giving a real life example of De Zerbi.
Oh, fair enough, actually. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's it. I was gonna ask you, bro. Do you think Osimhen would work in a De Zerbi system? Because I think for me, in his current state, I don't think he could work in the system that De Zerbi will provide us. So that's the question I actually asked you, Oliver.
I mean, this is me saying this. I have not watched much, if any, of De Zerbi pre-Brighton, so I've not seen him at Shakhtar. I haven't
At least
seen him
at
at
Brighton, yeah.
I haven't seen him at Sassuolo or anything like that. So it's all just
Yeah.
Brighton, and Brighton don't have that profile, so it's really, really hard to say.
I mean, you could say the profile is an Evan Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson.
I was gonna say that to like a much lesser extent, they've got like Evan Ferguson and De Zerbi's able to make it work. Listen, De Zerbi,
but De Zerbi didn't
man.
like using Ferguson.
I don't think the sample size is large
No,
enough.
but that's because Ferguson is still very, very, very young. But like,
yeah, I know, but
look at how
I'm not doubting the guy's talent, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
no, but look at how De Zerbi gets like the best out of say Ferguson and how he's able to use Mudryk, who also be able to use Victor Osimhen as well. Like Osimhen,
but do you not think? But do you not think though? The thing. Okay. Prime. I was just gonna say, do you not think though Ferguson he's a bit more technical though? He actually can play technically, if that makes sense.
No,
Whereas
he's not. No,
you
he's
don't think
not.
so? You don't think so?
Also,
All right, fair enough.
Everton's not more technical enough.
No, he's just not.
All right, then that's fair enough. Again with the striker stuff, we'll see what happens. I know if Chelsea don't want to go for Osimhen, they already got that 30-40 million guy already unlocked, bro. You saw they got Jackson literally out of nowhere. They will get another guy out of nowhere, knowing them. That's the one thing I will give these guys, credit for. Hopefully, though, he's good enough. Which is the thing that matters most. But there's some good comments that are coming in. If Chelsea can buy Olise, RDZ can even play in Cuckoo. Yeah, we spoke about that. Osimhen is not an only goal scorer. You always say he's also technical, can also play for the team.
Thank you.
Why are we afraid to have a killer or of Osimhen's caliber in front of goal? I don't think we are afraid. I don't think the issue is afraid. I just think the issue is we all want a killer, but is the killer we're gonna buy fit into the team that we have already? You know what I'm saying to you? Sometimes I always say, if you have the killer already, you then fit the team around him. But the issue is we have a team already fitted. We're just looking for the jewel right now. It's not like we have the jewel and we're creating the fit in afterwards. That's the thing.
Yeah,
EPL said,
I don't think
for calling Kante overrated. Have you called Kante overrated?
But this is what Chelsea fans do. All you guys do is complain. Like the right player is there that we need. Go get him. Osimhen is not comparable to Lukaku. Lukaku is just a stagnated like tree trunk up front. Lukaku is a brilliant goal scorer.
No, he
Outside
said
of that,
Senior is seeing the difference.
No, I know.
Senior is seeing the difference. Yeah.
But Sinak's the only one who actually agrees with me. Everyone else is like talking about how Osimhen's old school, yada yada yada. He's not old school. You don't know how technical he is because people don't watch him, so they just make lazy assumptions. People think Osimhen's Haaland. He's not Haaland. Osimhen has a lot more to his game that people don't realize. But when he's not scoring goals, no one sees it. At AFCON, Osimhen, he might not have been scoring goals, but he showed how much he had to his all-round game. But again, because he wasn't scoring and because no one watched AFCON, no one cared. Bro,
he was dying in AFCON, man. He was dying in AFCON.
I don't care about money's not a problem. Go get him. Just go get him.
Yeah, I can't lie, big up to my guy Osimhen, but he was dying at AFCON, man. I remember watching those games, man. It was him alone up top. Hard times, man. Hard times, bro. I can't lie.
Exactly, and he's still putting the graph. He's still putting the work,
yeah,
bro. Listen, like either him or Gyökeres, I get. Yeah, Osimhen looks awkward, but he's technical enough to be effective for the team. Exactly, and plus in a team where we already have enough creators. Palmer, Nkuku, Jackson, Mudryk, Madueke, Reece James, Gusto, Cucurella, another left back. We have enough Enzo. We have enough creators. Go get me a killer because we can't. I like Jackson. But do we trust him to be getting 25, 30 goals a season? No. Can we trust Nkuku to get it? Well, he can't stay fit. Palmer, let's see if he can replicate this goal scoring form, but we don't know. We can't trust Madueke. You don't rate Sterling. We can't trust Mudryk. So go get me a proven guy who can get goals.
That's fair. Oh no, it's not that I don't think Osimhen can't do the link-up play thing, but I think it's just more of a comparison to how Jackson does it. Jackson just seems more adept at the link-up play compared to Osimhen, and Osimhen's just a better finisher than Jackson. And that's the thing I'm seeing. I think Jackson and Osimhen can work together, but I think if you take out Jackson and stick Osimhen up there, how much of the link-up play is gonna be sacrificed for Osimhen to play up there? I'm not saying Osimhen can't. No, but how much of it though? It's not about it just going away completely, but how much of it? You see how we play with Jackson the team. How much of it will go? How much of those chances? No. I get what you're saying, but I don't think you're hearing what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying Osimhen can't do it, but to what degree is the drop off going to be? That's the thing. Like, do you think Osimhen's link up play is as good as what we've seen from Jackson? Because I'll agree, Jackson's a shit finisher. Osimhen's an excellent finisher. But Jackson's value seen is how well he carries the ball and how well he links up with other players and brings other players into the game. Can you say the same for Osimhen though?
Yes, I can. He was literally doing it at AFCON.
Guys, I just got some quick breaking news before we can change this Osimhen talk, and that is Pep Guardiola's final season apparently is next season. So
that's cap. That's not happening.
That's according to the Jack Corgan of the Daily Mail. He's their Northern sports correspondent. Northern
Daily
Football
Mail.
I can't lie, Daily Mail has been. They're usually quite legit. I would actually say, even though I don't usually think of them as reputable. On this occasion, they are. I'll be honest, because that's where a lot of the Chelsea, Kieran, the Samuel Mokbo and the other guy, they're all from Daily Mail. That's where we usually get a lot of our sources, by the way, for Chelsea too. So they do have some sources for sure. Let's go back to this Osimhen talk, and they say I don't care about link up play, especially if you get Olise. You have enough creators than like Man City to feed the goal scorer. Literally, Arsenal are looking for that too. Fair enough. It's a myth. Osimhen is a excellent finisher. All right, EPL Tough is saying EPL disagrees with you. Chelsea was built on killers, mentality, physicality. Everything Osimhen is. Fair enough from Egregious Monk. And Gabriel says these journalists are thirsty to make stories since season ended. It's all been about managers. To be honest, Gabriel, I hear you, but the Euros are in 2 weeks, bro. So you probably won't be hearing about this quite soon, which is good. So that is that. But listen, I want to talk about
Sorry, can you bring up that last comment,
yes.
bro? That's a dumb comment to make, because if you sign the wrong player, like we signed the wrong player in Newcastle, but if you sign the right player, you're not going to have, it's not going to affect you. Like, what are we doing? The right players there in Osimhen. If we don't sign him, someone else will, and he will help them win things. Like what Chelsea fans love to do this. When we get linked to actual talented players, they love to downplay them and disrespect them, and then they will join another team, and you'll start crying. Oh, why didn't we sign him? Oh, we should have signed him. Oh, look how great he's doing. Blah, 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 blah. Stop complaining and whining and moaning. Let's get the best players possible that we can. Like, you guys all of a sudden, you guys all now rate Jackson. You guys all rate Jackson all of a sudden. But when we played the semi-final against Man City, all Chelsea fans were doing was slandering him. But now we rate Jackson. What are we doing?
Hey, I'm not part of that. I rate Jackson all the time.
What happens if he doesn't work out? What he will work.
I've been
include me in that.
Yeah, let it not be certain. I have been Jackson Nation since day one. You know what I mean?
I'm not talking.
Yes, that's what
I'm talking about this family. I'm not talking about these ones.
It's a lazy comparison as well, by the way, because like the 95% of the problem with Lukaku was character.
Yeah, so
I
want to talk about this. I want to talk about this guy, Mr. Ruben Amorim. Now, obviously, this is a guy that I know a lot of people have been very happy. I've been very much looking at. They've been clearly wanting. A lot of people want him even more than Roberto De Zerbi. He's their number one option. I think part of that is because of a lot of people believe in his flexibility as a coach in terms of his tactics. The style of play he's able to play, the fact that he's a winner, and everything like that. So that's something definitely for sure. That's in regards to Amorim that a lot of people are very interested in him by. The issue that I think, in my opinion, which I would think a lot of us here would agree with, and the reason probably why the club has not gone for him, in my personal opinion, is that the midfield. I think the Enzo, I know a lot of people have talked about, he can go back to, can revert to a 4, something like that, 4-3-2-1 or something like that, or like a 4-2-3-1, if I'm not mistaken. And, Enzo can work in that, or in a 3-4-3, and, Enzo can still work in that. But the thing is, if he plays a 3-4-3, I don't see how Enzo works unless he's some form of runner. And then we were just back to the manager using Gallagher, essentially, as that midfielder, essentially, rather than the guy they've we brought in to do that job for. So that's the thing. I think for me, I think they're looking at a manager that's able to use the midfielders that we have currently to the best of their effect. So again, that's just my opinion. Want to hear from the panel what their thoughts are on that, or anyone can start.
With Ruben, I like Ruben, but
Mm.
um, I still think I'd prefer Ruben over De Zerbi, just as a personal preference, purely
Mhm.
for structural reasons. And I feel like this team would benefit from a structure as well. I mean, it's not like De Zerbi doesn't have a structure, but we've seen for like the past 2-3 seasons how weak defensively we are. And I think De Zerbi's system, if he had better players, then obviously the defensive record would be a lot better. But with
Mhm.
Amrim, it's like almost a guarantee for a decent defensive structure, with also an attacking structure that encourages the freedom that players like Jackson and Palmer seem to thrive on, though, in terms of just being able to express themselves the way that they do. So in that regard, I prefer Amram. That's just my personal thing. I've always just preferred Amram over De Zerbi. I don't know why. That's just my reasoning, to be honest.
Of course, bro. Of course. Um, I just think for me personally, the reason why I'm asking in particular, just because again, um, Amorim, I like him as a coach. I think I like a lot of the stuff he does. I just think for me, they're probably just looking at the midfield and thinking, well, they're worried about Enzo. That's all it is for me personally. Because if you believe that article again, pinch of salt, as I've said before previously, then they want someone that can get the best out of him. But what are your thoughts, Oliver or Prime as well, please?
Rob, do you want to
No, you can go, Oliver.
go? Okay. Yeah. So I'm not. I'm the other way around. I'd prefer De Zerbi over Amorim, and I just don't think our squad is. And this is assuming that Amorim's going to stick with his setup at Sporting with the back three. I don't
Exactly,
think
man.
our squad is suited for it. So covering the positions, you need like one or two centre back signings that are going to be aggressive centre backs. We don't have enough aggressive centre backs besides Wesley
100%.
Fofana, and he's an injury doubt. You
Mhm.
need at least one left wing back because Kukurea can't do it, and if you want to get rid of Chilwell, then you need two left wing backs.
Of
Um,
course.
right wing back, unless you're going to move, unless you're so right wing back, you're going to probably need an extra one as a backup to Gusto because you wouldn't want James. Whilst James is still an injury doubt, you don't want him to be bowling up and down. You want him as a
Exactly.
right centre
I
back.
maintain that too, by the way. I maintain that
Um,
100%.
and then in
Delo
terms of
Nation.
Oh, when I say that about James, though, well, never mind. Continue on.
Prime. I'm getting cooked for saying bring in Delo to be my backup right back. But hey, we move on.
No, we're not doing Dallo. Stop this on. End the stream. End the
That's what
stream.
I'm
End
saying.
the stream.
All right, man.
anyway, so in terms of my other positions, my only other real concerns are our wingers. I don't think
Mhm.
Mudryk and Madueke can thrive in that back three. They're not good enough in narrow spaces. They
They're
want
not
to be
good
on
to
the
be inside
touchline.
forwards, yeah.
Yeah, they want to be on the
Exactly.
touchline.
Mhm.
And then the midfield is its own thing. You know, that could get pulled apart very easily if it plays the same way. So I just think it's more ready-made for De Zerbi. We have, you know, we have better profiles. We have people that have played on him already. It's just more of a certainty, in my personal opinion.
I'll disagree with that Mudryk and Madueke thing. I think Mudryk and Madueke are two opposites. I think Mudryk could work better on the inside forward thing than Madueke, because Madueke naturally loves to hug the touchline
I think
and do his
Mudryk's
work
better
out
inside
wide.
than Madueke, but it's still not ideal for me.
No. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But if it was to come down to it, that Mudryk stays and he becomes the main man, then I'd prefer Mudryk over Madueke in that sense. I do think Mudryk has a lot to work on in terms of technically, but
Mhm.
we've seen. I think I've seen enough to see that if he develops properly, that him playing that inside forward role is probably the best for him going forward. We've seen him playing the 10, and we've seen like arguably some of his better performances over the last 2 years coming from playing in that 10 this season rather than out wide as an out and out left winger, because he can't take on his man consistently. But his best attribute is his like one touch link up play with Jackson and Nkunku when it happens. So in that sense, I see it more suiting Madueke than Mudryk than Madueke. I don't think Madueke can play inside that
I
well.
I agree.
Yeah.
The problem you have there though is if you're going to try and get Mudryk into this lineup in the short to medium term, because he's a big signing, you want him to be there. How do you do it with assuming that? So with Amorim, you'd have like two sort of inside tens playing in your wing positions. That's
Exactly.
Nkunku and Palmer, and it's a no contest. So
Yeah.
are we going to keep Mudryk on the bench? These are the sort of questions we have to ask ourselves. I'm happy to do it because I don't particularly think he's got the potential to carry us forward, but that might be, that opinion might not be shared by the people running the club.
Of course. So I wanted to just go to Aya Kareem's comment here quickly. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look at that one for sure, bro. So sell Madueke and get Elise here, though I like Madueke to one. Again, I think what we need to also realize when it comes to Madueke is that Madueke is gonna stay this season, by the way. I know a lot of people, and the reason why for that, by the way, is that Amari Hutchinson is leaving. The other guy, Angelo, Strasbourg Nation, one more season for sure. There's no way he's coming back to the club either. So those two are gone. The other two people are Estabal and Paez, right? And those two are probably going to be breaking in and starting, and starting for the team. So those are the two clubs in particular that we are looking at. And those two. So Madueke probably for the next season is going to remain at this football club. So that's something that we have to think about too. I think there's some breaking news quickly. I'm just gonna GFFN, isn't it? And I think it's to do with Elise, if I'm not mistaken.
Good. Okay.
There you go. You can go ahead, Prime, while I'm looking.
Yeah, go
on. Like my preference is Amorim. I disagree. I think we do have the squad that would suit him. All we would need is another left back, assuming we don't keep Matson. A backup right wing back. I think the rest of the team can actually work for Ruben Amorim. But I think the reason why De Zerbi is at least why it looks like he's a front runner is because of that Prem experience that they're looking for. So, but yeah, either one of the two, I don't really mind per se. Amorim's my favorite, is my preference, but like I won't be complaining if it is De Zerbi. And also, people need to remember, De Zerbi played, not this season gone, the season before when he first came, he was playing a back three at Brighton as well. People remember. So, and
so he's flexible enough.
Trossard, he was playing left wing back. I remember he was playing left wing back at Brighton, and then he goes to Arsenal. All of a sudden, he's now playing as a forward. So, De Zerbi can be quite flexible with his formations and playing certain players in different positions, so long as it suits their attributes. And that was the biggest problem that I had with Poch. It's not about him playing players out of position. It was the fact of it didn't suit the players' attributes. I've seen John Stones playing midfield. I've seen Rico Lewis playing midfield. It suits their attributes, so it's not necessarily a problem. But it's when you're playing Colwell as a touchline left back, is when you're playing 200 pounds Sassy as a fullback. That's the biggest problem.
Exactly.
He even played Caicedo as an inverted right back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
being an inverted right back is completely different than being an out and out fullback. It's not like Caicedo was there to hold the width as a right back like the Sassy was or Colwell was.
I know, but that's my point. Use players to their attributes.
No, I hear you.
Poch last season could have played Caicedo as an inverted right back and had Madueke hold the touchline. He never did that.
Even before game week 32, when we saw the Cucurella thing, Cucurella wasn't. How long was Cucurella out for? I don't think he was out for that long.
About 2 months.
2 months. 2 months out of
2
the
months,
8 months.
1.5 months ish.
Yeah.
1.5 months out of the 8 of the season, we could have seen Cucurella inverting to help out.
He could have done this way beforehand, Cucurella. Again, under Mauricio Pochettino. You know what I mean? Don't worry, man.
And listen,
as I've
said before with that whole thing, you can do that with Enzo in the team because Enzo was already making forward runs anyway. So all the inverted fullback is, you're just plugging the space that the other midfielder's leaving when he runs forward. So
100%.
you don't need Gallagher to play in the pivot for that to work. That's people that want to run agenda and enter.
So
Yeah, but
I
even
wanna.
even then, with Gallagher and the pivot, it didn't work all that well. Gallagher was
There
literally
was
getting saved time after time by defensive heroics from Silva or whoever else was back there because Gallagher wasn't in a position to be there. Caicedo was left isolated whether
again.
Gallagher or Enzo was there.
The problem was again Gallagher. Again, his biggest issue with Gallagher, and I always repeat this again, is not just that he's not press. He's not able to pass over from the pressing. Thing. He lacks positional awareness. This is something I've always repeated, by the way. Like he doesn't understand
Yeah, the
who's
guy is
around
like
him.
completely fucking oblivious, like
Exactly,
consistently.
exactly. So, and that's one of his faults, by the way. Even which is kind of ironic for a guy that's meant to be. Go ahead.
But with Gallagher, like I will defend him in this that he's also not being trained to where to be positioning wise. Like
No, I'm not even
thing
just talking about. I'm talking about prime. The idea of like just like knowing who's around you, though. Not when I talk about positional awareness, it's not about him knowing where his position is. It's more so who's around him. Essentially, does that make sense?
Yeah, but you can also be taught that if you play in a system, right, and you know, okay, I'm supposed to be here. I know Ahmed's over here. I know Oliver's behind me. So I know, even without opening my eyes, I know if I play a 5-yard pass to my right, I know I'm gonna find Ahmed. I know you're there.
Yeah.
I know that without thinking. And that's part of positional play where as a player, that's meant to be coached within your system. At Man City, they're coached that. They know where everybody is supposed to be. They know if I make a run, I know you're supposed to find me. That's why I make the run. I'll make it 9-10 times a game, and I will score off it at least once because
100%.
you're supposed to make that ball. We
Right.
weren't coached, and that's why I'll defend players like Gallagher, Mudryk, and Mudryk because they don't have the football brain. So that's why we need a manager who can coach certain players that may have talent but don't have the brain yet.
All right, fair enough then. You know what? I hear that. So again, I just wanted to go. There's just a comment that I think Argento made about what do Chelsea need: a centre back, a left back, and I think it was a striker. And another position, it was a left winger. Which I kind of agree with, but
Maybe
again, I think the left
goalkeeper.
wing. Yeah, again, the left wing market right now. I'll be honest, man. It's kind of like it's very wide, if that makes sense. Where there's a creme de la creme. There's not much that guys in between, and then there's like prospects really right now. Because the thing is, yeah, sadly, if Yeremy Pino did not get his ACL, sadly, that's what I'm saying. Sadly, keyword. Yeah, that guy. If he had another season at Villarreal, someone would have brought him by now. I'm telling you. Or even a guy like Mitoma. If he hadn't gotten injured as he was now, you know what I mean? As well, he's another one. So, you know what I mean? The market's not so great with the left winger market. That's why you see a lot of left backs, you know what I mean? Like, cooking as left wing backs as of recently. But there's that. We keep stockpiling wingers. Yes, I agree. We're not going to be playing back three system. I agree with that one. I'm still Gallagher out. I don't care. He doesn't take risks. Pass simple. Again, the thing for me when it comes to Galladinho, as I like to cheekily call him at times, is that Gallagher, again, he's a good player. Again, he's a guy that you can use. You need to understand how he plays, and if you can use him really well, you get the best out of him. Poch understood how to use him really well. That's the thing, right? But the problem was him using Gallagher really well was at a detriment to our other centre mid guys in Caicedo and in what's it called and Enzo. That was the problem because essentially, so you need to find a balance of like maybe you can't play Gallagher all the time. You have him on the bench. And then you use him whenever you can. And Gallagher would accept that, by the way. That's the difference. I always say the difference between him and Mount is that I know Gallagher, because he loves the club, would be willing to hold bench and come on in the certain times needed, or even play whenever we need him to do a job. That's the one thing I can give him credit for. You know what I mean? If we were to again, that depends on if we give him a short-term contract, etc., as you guys well know. Book sells so Gallagher, Raheem, Sterling, Mudryk, Disasi, Badiashile, and Ben Chilwell. Now,
what did
again,
do?
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I feel like I need to, You know what it is, by the way? Buddy Shaw, I feel like, he's gotten a bad rep because of the season. I think Buddy Shaw, he's a young guy. He's had a bad season. And I think part of it has been the injuries that he's had, as you guys have known. A second thing of it is about he's coming to a system where the centre-backs are getting cooked all the time, which has not been well. He's also been personally had a bad season too. And, it's affected his confidence. Sometimes, centre-backs, as you've seen, they have sometimes with these young guys, they're demoralized, they have a little thing like that. So I think again with Badi Shaw, I feel like that's a bit harsh on him. The Sarsi, I would say same thing, bro. The Sarsi, bro, he was dying out there, bro, a lot of the time. He was playing non-stop too. And again, he's meant to be a bench option for us. Yeah, bro. But if you know the way, if you've been reading about what Poch has been doing, then it makes sense as to why he's not been the same. So, and again,
I'll tell you one thing. One thing that helped Buddy Shaw out, and you'll have noticed, like near the end of the season, you actually saw less criticism of him. It's because he was playing better. And why was that? Because we had the system in place. And the unfortunate thing for De Zerbi is he got injured, so he actually hasn't played in that system. So now everyone is running the he's our worst centre back, get rid.
Exactly.
If we had the chance to see him in the system, maybe we'd be talking differently. So you got to give him a chance.
Yeah, it's also a common theme of this season where players who look better on the Poch didn't look better under other managers. They looked worse under managers. Gallagher looked horrible. Gallagher looked horrible under Tuchel. He looked horrible under Potter, and every other manager. And people are saying that Gallagher's best playing days were back when he was at fucking Charlton or something.
Yeah,
we're looking at Badia Shield now, and Badia Shield played much better on the Potter, and he played better at Monaco. Now that he's on the Poch, that he doesn't look as good because we have a system in place where the midfielders get bypassed so easily because the instructions have them leaving Caicedo on his own and Enzo and Gallagher or Gallagher and whoever are up in the box trying to do God knows fucking what and not coming back to cover Caicedo well enough. The same thing with Enzo. Enzo looks so good under Potter. He was our best player when Potter was here. And people will say, oh, the results are this and that. Yes, the results are there, but the results could have been better if we didn't have Havertz, Mount, Werner up top, or if we didn't have Havertz, Mount, Mudryk up top. It could have been completely different if we had Caicedo and not an aging Kante who could barely play more than a game and a half. If we didn't have,
we're not allowed to say that about Kante, bro. It's slander. Not allowed to speak the truth about Kante.
Oh my god! Oh my.
No. Kante will always be, in my eyes, a generational midfielder in how he played his role. The problem is, whoa, wait, let me land. Not like crazy. Generational as like one of the best of all time, and generational in like the way
I disagree. But anyway, continue.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, let's not get into Kante debate here. I know what I mean. Let's say, listen.
No, Kante was extremely good at what he did. What he did, he was very good at what he did, and he contributed a lot. The problem is that when his body broke down,
did he do?
We tried to rush him back so often. Wait, what?
All right, fair enough. So let's continue on. Gallagher would be an amazing player in transition, base and mid-table team.
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
Yes.
Doesn't help with defend. 100%. Bro, the amount of partners you went through
that was killing me,
was insane. Yep.
Can I just say, people are attacking De Zerbi, but keep in mind, he's a backup centre back.
That's what I said. Again, I think the thing that we're not realizing, and I said this before, De Zerbi was specifically brought in to be a backup centre back. And then you were meant to, the idea was then that Chalobah would be sold, right? And listen, I know Chalobah's had a great season. The reality is, though, that he's going to get, they're trying to sell him. So unless they find a good move for him, he's not moving either.
But people will slander De Zerbi, but you'll defend Fofana.
Oh my God. You know what I mean? Fofana, by the way, I want to personally just say about Wesley Fofana. I want it to be heard here first. Wesley Fofana, in my personal opinion, as of right now, until I see him, just as I said with Reece James, play 10 games, I can't trust him to be a regular star at this football club. I need to be buying an RCB immediately. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I can't
And I
trust
also,
Fofana right now
and I
because he
think,
breaks down way
yeah,
too easily sometimes.
and I think for me, obviously, you've now lost Thiago Silva. I think out of our centre backs, right? I think something that we are missing is an aggressive centre back. The thing for me, Levi Cole and Badiashile, they are the centre back type. That yes, they're ball playing centre backs, but at the same time, they're the guys that are like the last centre back. You know what I mean? There's the one that's a bit more aggressive. He attacks more. You know what I mean? He's the one that goes in for that tackle. Disasi and Cole, Cole and Badiashile are more of the type where they'll sit back, they let the first guy go, and then if the first guy doesn't get the ball, they then sweep up. Does that make sense? They're like almost like sweeper centre backs. You know what I mean? The Rolls Royces of the team. So that's the thing for me about that. That's why we need someone that's going to be a bit more aggressive and onto them straight away. But again, that's just me. So Gallagher and Marco Correa will be sold. Marco Correa is getting sold. You know what I mean? I'm so happy. You know what I mean? Prime Boo. You can see Fofana.
Why are you happy? We need Correa.
No, we don't, mate. Okay. You can see Fofana only in hospital. I agree. Oh my god. That's crazy, you know. You know, it's funny that you're making jokes of one. The only place you can see him is in hospital, which is insane. Again, but you know, obviously, we've spoken about Amorim, we've spoken about De Zerbi. Now let's speak about what's this? There's De Zerbi news. Corey Pirate's telling me. What's the De Zerbi news, man? Don't want to send it to me, Corey Pirate. Big up to you, Geordie, man. Long time no see, bro. Hope you're doing well. Unlucky, bro, about the United stuff, bro. By the way, man, it's not. That was crazy, by the way, bro. I can't lie to you, man. That was crazy, man. Honestly, man, it's not good for us either. But listen, at least you don't get to play Conference League. I mean, a win is a win on that one, bro. Nah. Hey. Oh, Chelsea are negotiating with De Zerbi today. Having made what? This can't be real. I've not got that flag. Is what? What? Listen, Curry Pirate sent me the link on, bro. But if this is Chelsea are negotiating with De Zerbi today, having what the hell? No, I don't. Yeah, can someone check this for me, by the way, if this is it?
I'm looking.
No. Corey, send it to me on Twitter. Do you not follow me on Twitter or Discord? Like, send it to me there, please. If this is like,
he's not on Twitter. Curry Pirate, DM me on on IG.
All right, fair enough. Let's hope it's a legit source because I can't be tweeting this out here. All right, so is that? I can't see. I've not seen this on Twitter right now. Bear with me, guys. If this is legit, you will see me look at this right now.
Bro, I've heard, like, I think the deal's done, basically.
I already said this, the deal's done a long time ago, but I want to make sure this is
been done for a while. Like, again, these journalists don't know nothing. They're naming McKenna's and, like, Maresca's and Jose and whatever.
Big up, Gabriel. Let me know, bro. Let me know, Gabriel. Let me know, Gabriel, if you don't mind. Yeah, man. These clown City can't win against this Banter United team. I know, bro, man. It's not easy out here, bro. It's not, Jordy. Honestly, I was fuming, man. I was actually fuming on that one, bro.
Why are you angry? I don't mind that we're in.
Bro, listen, I will never accept Conference League football at Chelsea Football Club. My ego, is in deep hole.
Jordy, you need to blame the new ghost of Wembley, Mateo Kovacic.
Oh my god, bro! I can't lie to you, man.
We're not calling Kovacic to go to Wembley. We're not saying that.
But why not, bro?
We might have to start calling him the
ghost of Wembley, man. After what he's done, bro, he didn't even help out the lads that got him a UCL trophy. You know what I mean? What happened there?
Before it was Mount. Now we're blaming Kovacic.
Yeah.
I'm blaming him. I mean, he was shocked. He got hooked at half time. He was shocked.
Bro, you've got to find
amongst others, but yeah.
Yeah. Again, you've got to find it, by the way. You've just got to find it, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whether we liked it a bit or not, yeah.
I also De Bruyne is finished, man.
Oh my lord.
De Bruyne, I don't mind that we're in the Conference League. For me, we'll win it.
No,
that's
the thing about the Conference League,
If
we minimum don't win the whole thing, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I'm genuinely gonna be pissed if we don't win that thing by minimum. Bare
Curry
minimum,
Parry,
we're winning that.
the link you sent me is Bandulu, my friend. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. Thank you. If you understand what that means, you understand what that means. It's Bandulu. You know what I mean? Man underscore law underscore. You know what I mean? we got him, man. We got him. Kova was a regular Kova. Dribble, could not pass 5 yards. Oh my god. Damn. What
That whole team is playing like they were still hungover from the title celebration.
Bro.
Wait,
When you sent me those pictures, Vado.
Bring up that comment. Dribble,
Which
couldn't
one?
pass 5 yards. Bring up that EPL turf comment. Dribble, couldn't pass 5 yards.
That was crazy, by the way.
Ahmed, do you know what black midfielder we had that couldn't pass 5 yards?
Oh my god, we're not doing that, man. We are not doing that right now, man.
That's messed up.
The thing is, Jordy, I hear you, bro, but that's ego
That's
bruising,
his play
man.
style. But Kovacic's play style is not to pass 5 yards either.
Hey, yo, man, we're not doing this. We're not doing Kante slander on this YouTube channel, bro. And Jordy, it is, man. My
I'm not
ego is
slandering. I'm
bruised.
speaking the truth.
Jordy, my ego is bruised. You know what I mean? Big Chelsea is in the flipping Conference League. You know what I mean? I don't even know where we're going to be playing at, bro. We're going to be in somewhere like in Moldova. Maybe we're going to be playing Georgia. You know what I mean?
Bro, I keep
I'm trying to
telling
think of
brothers
where-
it's gonna be a Lewis Hamilton and Diggsy link up with in Azerbaijan, bro.
No, man.
Bro,
No
Diggsy,
way.
Nani and Carney doing up photo shoots in Baku. Yeah, man.
No, yo, that's nasty, bro. Man,
Nah, let me land.
No, that's
We're going
not.
to
We're
bro.
not
There's an
landing.
there's an Icelandic team. We're gonna be looking at the Northern Lights while we're playing ball. Let me land. It's going to be a movie. It's gonna be.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna be here for our players getting racially abused in Eastern Europe. Nicholas Jackson getting a hat trick, and then to celebrate, we party with the snow bunnies. The snow bunnies of Eastern Europe. We're there.
You're crazy, bro. That is crazy, man.
I looked at the Conference League teams, bro. They're actually Wi-Fi passwords. Bro, that's them passwords that you have to take a picture of on the actual router box and copy it over onto a leaflet or something, bro.
Some of the best snow bunnies come from Wi-Fi password countries. So
hey, let him land. This is what, bro. This is why we can't send Diggsy and Madueke over there, bro. You saw how Madueke was moving for Ruby Rose. Don't let him get a hold of these Azerbaijan snow bunnies.
We know Madueke's cycle is not snow bunny. Send Jackson out there. He's getting a hat trick every game.
Yeah, Jackson's actually cooked. Jackson might be cooked.
Jackson, send
some breaking news, boys, quickly. This is according to Kieran Gill _ DM, which is Kieran Gill. One club insider has said that Roberto De Zerbi is the favorite, though nothing is finalized. So that's what he's reporting right now. Seems
Kieran
like
Gill.
he's the guy.
Fair enough.
So again, I'm gonna tell you 10 p.m. UK time. You know what these Chelsea reports are like, man. They love 10 p.m. I don't know what's going on at 10 p.m. UK time, GMT. I don't know what happens at that time. Something in the water. Something in the water. I swear to God, yeah. This is the Chelsea times. Yeah, 12 midday, 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, any of those 3 times. Yeah, something's gonna hit. Something hits. It's like whenever there's big news about. Only those 3 times, by the way.
Nah, something in the water.
You know what I mean? That's the only time you will hear. That's why, yeah, I'm waiting for 10 p.m. If 10 p.m., yeah, something happens, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be crazy. But listen,
Fatter, the new manager, or not Fatter, Ahmed, the new manager won't be announced until like Monday, Tuesday. So,
bro, they're gonna do a press conference for him. Do you know what they did for Poch? They gave Poch a whole press conference, bro. So that's what they will do that for the new manager too, bro.
I'll be real. I've not watched any Poch press conference really, so I don't know what was said in that. But I'm here for it. Amorim, or deserves it.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you at all, bro, because literally my my earphones literally just died. But I was just gonna say so basically last time, if you remember, when Poch got announced on the first day he signed the contract on July the 1st, they literally had a press conference ready for him at Stamford Bridge, where he literally came. The reporters came to, and then they literally were just like asking him questions about his vision and everything like that, etc. etc. So. No, man, I don't know if you know, Joe. A lot of these guys would love to go Azerbaijan away, apparently. So, the away fans, man, they love a good trip. But listen, FFP, man, he likes Chelsea better, hopefully. You know what I mean? And then we're back to one game a week. You know what I'm saying, man? That's all you're praying on, man. FFP, man.
Hey, let me land. Azerbaijan?
FFP,
The
save me.
Azerbaijan?
You know what I mean?
Azerbaijan girls are crazy.
What was that? What was the name again? FFP. Please, FFP, save me, please. And the European Conference League knocking down my car window. You know what I mean? Please, man. That's all I have to say on that one, bro. I don't want to be seen.
Hey, where's the Conference League final next year?
It's in Poland. I forgot.
Poland.
Yeah.
Poland. Hey.
It's not Warsaw, though. It's another name. It's another name.
Warsaw, Polish bunnies. Hey, we're there. Jackson.
I'll be honest, Gabriel. No one. There's no games that's gonna happen in Ukraine, by the way, because obviously, as you know,
Ukraine's literally getting like what are you talking about? Man?
They are never until something ends, until the war in Ukraine ends. Yeah, Ukraine. You're not seeing any games being played.
The Ukraine league isn't even being played in Ukraine. I think
they're getting played in Poland. It gets played in Poland, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, I don't care. Let's play a game. I don't care. Let's play a game in Ukraine. If you can play a game in Ukraine, you can handle playing in Ukraine. You can handle playing at Chelsea. I don't care.
No, that's crazy, man. Chill out, man.
That's nuts.
That was a nuts comment, my friend. You know what I mean? I had to. That was insane. But
That's
listen,
who's that tagging you, Ahmed? Who's that tagging me, Ahmed?
Well, no. They're tagging me because I forgot to send Marshall my picks for the first show. That's why, and he sent me a picture of this. But I know, just making a point about the top. Yeah, that is true, bro. That is true. Fair enough. But listen, man. Again, guys, there's a guy that's we're not talking about, and that is Mr. Maresca. You know what I mean? So imagine, guys. Yeah, he might be the other guy. I think he's the number 3 option for the club. Imagine if you don't get obviously De Zerbi, Amorim, and then you get Enzo Maresca as your manager. How would you be feeling? Honestly, honest thoughts.
Fuck Maresca. I don't want that guy. Everyone keeps trying to hype up this Pep student thing. We're looking at a prime example of Pep student in Arteta. That guy can't win nothing for shit. He's just a glorified number 2. And then people are trying to gas up Maresca as this next best thing by talking about him winning PL2 with Palmer and Lavia and talking about positional play. I'm not here for it, bro. That shit's so dead.
What about you, Prime? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that, brother. Prime?
About what? If we don't get Amorim or De Zerbi, that shows me that we didn't get our first choice targets. So
I hear you, but if you get Enzo Maresca, how would you feel about that as a manager? Do you think he's gonna be able to at least
I'll
do
be
something?
looking at it kind of sideways. These disciples of Pep, I'm not a fan of. These Artetas and companies. I don't rate the Ten Hogs. I don't rate the disciples of Pep, man. I really don't. They try and play the Pep brand of football, but they're just they don't win anything really. So I'll be disappointed. But whatever.
So the issue with that comment, by the way, that
these disciples of Pep, they may not win things, but they are good coaches. They are very good coaches. So
I think the thing is, EPL, the thing with Pep here, as you guys know, Pep came from at least the Cruyff school of thought, and he essentially, did that stuff on steroids. Does that make sense? Right. So that's the thing when it comes to what's it called? At the very least, with Pep, the problem with Pep is that unlike Cruyff, where Pep came from, Cruyff's got what's his name? I literally was Rijkaard, for example. Rijkaard did the same thing with him. He did the same thing with his Barca team, playing the similar style to him and improving upon it. Same with obviously Pep, but like if you look at Pep's disciples, none of them have really worked out. The thing of what's it called? Companies, that company again. I will say this again. This is just a hot take for me. Company might crash and burn out Bayern. Well and truly, even though his style of play looks good, I just don't know if it's if he's the man that's going to be effective enough to bring that to the future. Because the thing with Pep, yeah, the thing that Pep is doing, that his own guy who's his own former teacher Cruyff didn't do, is that he's developing his own style of play quickly over time, continuously. He's literally doing that in time, by the way. So even as he's playing that style of football, he continuously changes it. That's what I'm saying. So that's the one thing, by the way, which makes it which makes him even crazier, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this company to Bayern thing. I don't think it'll work.
Oh,
I think he'll
got some more
make
breaking. This is
a
from
few
Miguel
wins,
Denelli.
but
Got Miguel Delaney. Miguel Delaney obviously is of the Independent, as many of you guys may or may not know. Obviously, which is the Maresca. Is that how he says? I thought it was Moresca. Well, fair enough.
nah, it's
Maresca,
Maresca.
fair enough. Maresca and De Zerbi are the top two candidates. But as the club's hierarchy favor Maresca, Begdad Iqbali has been struck by De Zerbi's personality.
Wait,
So?
what
Are we
does
just?
that mean? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I have no idea. Are we just saying? What are we saying? Iqbal is an aura man. Is that what you're saying? That's what we're saying. Iqbal is an aura man.
But,
So
no,
you
but
know
like,
what?
but we do need a manager that has a bit of like authority and presence. Look at Poch and look at Potter. Those two have failed. But what's pause? What did I say? That's pause.
I said, let us say pause, bro. What's wrong?
I thought you said pause.
Yeah, man, listen, maybe fix your ears before say pause. No. Yeah, so again, as you guys know, Maresca and De Zerbi, top two candidates. I don't know, Miguel Delaney, I don't know how reliable is his sources, because like I know obviously he's from the Independent, but I don't really usually look at his sources, to be honest, as like a Chelsea guy usually. So
Miguel Delaney is just chill. He's an in between kind of thing. You can trust him sometimes, you can't trust him other times.
Exactly. So like that's the thing with
but
me.
he's more reliable than not reliable. So that's just the only thing you can take from it.
Fair enough then. But then again, so again,
Roberto De Zerbi is the leading. There's a tweet by Chelsea Dodgers.
Yeah. That's we already brought that one up already, by the way.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So Daniel, big up to Daniel with Stanley out, Shearer out. He says managerial succession will begin with Girona, Michel. Fair enough. Again, funny thing about Michel. Michel was actually a Sean Dyche of Spain, by the way. He was like he comes in to save your club, or you know what I mean. So kind of crazy.
Sean Dyche, you mean
Sam Allardyce. Can I just say something, by the way? One thing. You know what's crazy about I know deep down somewhere Sean Dyche here is angry as hell. He's probably fighting people because he actually got Burnley, by the way, into the Europa League. You know what I mean? He was getting them playing Europa League football, and he couldn't even get a job higher than Burnley. But somehow company has failed from relegating Burnley to go into flipping Bayern Munich. You know how crazy that is, by the way. You literally got relegated.
We know why. We know why.
It's for his name. That's about it. It's for his name. And also,
his company's not English, and he's a legend. But don't worry, he'll fail at Bayern. People will see this guy's a fraud, man. People will see.
Yeah,
that guy fell upwards. He fell upwards.
Because you know what's crazy? The thing about Lampard, the thing about Lampard, I always give somewhat credit for. At least, he lost the final of the championship. You know what I mean? He was an almost man before he came to us. So I can at least there was at least something there. Does that make sense? But hey,
there was nothing at the very least. Lampard did the bare minimum at Derby.
Fair enough, then. You know what? But enjoy, mate. All right. So at the end of the day, guys. Oh, what's this? All right. So at the end of the day, guys, I think I'm going to call it here because I have to go on to another show in about 5 minutes time. But again, thanks again for all of you guys for watching. Again, please continue to like, share, subscribe, If there's a new manager news tomorrow, you will be seeing me here again, probably around about similar time, 7 or 8 p.m. You know me, I'll give you the real stuff. Yeah, here we go. As always, I've been your host. I'll give you the real stuff. Didn't say anything crazy, I've been your host, the most, the British T58. Dedicate your hearts, and as always, please continue.